Hello, everyone. LJ Young back again for another edition of Dead Ain't My Daddy. How are you guys? How are you guys today? Because I'm wonderful almost, not almost, every day. I'm wonderful every day. When you're debt free, it's just wonderful every day. Anyway, for those of you that do not know me, my name is Linnell J. Young, and I am a 100% debt free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become debt free by helping them what they cannot financially see. And when I say not see, I mean, since becoming debt free, I've realized I lived in what was called the debt matrix my entire life, almost 40 years of my life. I lived in the debt matrix. And in the debt matrix is where people that believe in credit and debt and think they're going to become wealthy, though they're in debt, and you can't do anything without credit. You need credit to live. You need credit to survive. You're nothing without credit. Your ego, everything, right? That's where everybody lives in the debt matrix, okay? And then once I stepped out of debt matrix by getting out of debt, I see things very differently now. Once I'm on this side, I understand now that money is spoken in two languages, debt and debt free. If you've always been in debt all your life, the only thing you speak is debt. And I promise you, you don't even know the language of debt free even exists. How I make this connection, first I use my own journey, but how I make this connection to you guys that are wanting to cross over, okay? I make the connection by pointing out things that don't make financial sense. And the reason why they don't make financial sense is because credit is a business. And if you don't understand it's a business, you're going to be on the consumer side of credit. Like I look at credit like a coin. Now a coin has three sides: heads, tails, and the edge. There's the consumer side of credit, there's the business side of credit, but now that I'm debt free, I live here on the edge. I can see both. And the reason why I say I can see both because it it doesn't matter. Like if a person in debt came into a large amount of money and were all of a sudden rich, what they do is carry those same behaviors over to the rich side. It's no different. They're still in the debt matrix, but they just have more money because people that are in debt, when they get more money, instead of paying off their debt, they go acquire more debt because if they get a large amount of money, they mean in their mind that means I can afford larger monthly payments. That's why it does. That's why you always hear that it doesn't matter if you give a. It's a mindset. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is like I said, point out the things so you can kind of get it. And I justify it all with math. That's what I meant to point out. Once I join it out and show you, I solidify it with math. So if my math is right and you're new to this channel and you kind of angry at me by saying it, just check the math. If the math is right, you got to look in the mirror and say, why am I mad that his math is right? Okay, I know it sounds weird, but just do that. Today's topic is post chapter 13, and this is for a follower, a subscriber. My name is Brandon Glenn. Okay, this is for you. So before I go to the post part of the chapter 13, I want everybody to know what it is and what it really means from both sides, the debt side versus the debt-free side. And the debt-free side is what it really is. Why? Because math. Okay, chapter 13, bankruptcy chapter 13 is a type of bankruptcy that they kind of create a plan for you over the 3 to 5 years, and it allows you to keep some of your stuff and even your house, and it won't get foreclosed on and stuff like that, right? And you make these payments that are scheduled out by the bankruptcy judge over a 3 to 5 year period, and you got to keep this schedule. You know, you got to do certain amounts to whatever, right? And then after the 3 to 5 years, I'm assuming that the rest of it's cleared, and then you get to start all over, right? After 3 to 5 years. Okay. Now I'm going to start with chapter 13. Now I'm going to point out some things. Have your pencil and paper ready because you're going to need to understand these things. I'm going to point out some things that you cannot see when you're in debt for what chapter 13 is for, okay? Chapter 13, bankruptcy, is really for people that need debt relief, but they don't want to let go of the stuff that got them there in the first place. Okay, they want to somehow get debt relief, but keep all their stuff. Not learning anything, in the process. I was one of them. Don't feel bad. Want to keep the stuff. Totally forgetting that that stuff is what got you there in the first place, right? When you don't realize that stuff is really worthless, especially when you finance it, it's really like quadruple times worthless, but you don't realize it just means something to you. And I'm gonna tell you why most people in debt do this, right? Because some people think bankruptcy is for losers, right? They're losers. Whoever got bankruptcy, they don't have money, they're broke. This only people in debt matrix talk like that, right? So the people that actually file for bankruptcy for debt relief want to keep their stuff so they don't look bad in front of their neighbors or their friends, because they don't want the people around them to think that they're broke, right? That's what they think. Not realizing everybody in the debt matrix is broke. It just at different levels. You just can't tell because you go by people's stuff. You say if they got a lot of stuff, they must have money. Look at the house, look at the cars, look at the Sea-Doos, look at that, and you think like that, and that's just worthless, depreciating stuff. It means nothing. It only means something to other people in the debt matrix like yourself. So, when you come out on the other side, okay? So now, let's say like you finished I don't want to skip a part. Let me just kind of reiterate this part before I skip all the way over to the post part. What you don't see is this. When you're living in a debt matrix, now, if you're trying to keep the very stuff that got you in this position in the first place, that means you're making payments. Now, when they consolidate it and reduce it, right? The person that's in the chapter 13 is going to think, now they're going to think they have extra money because their payments are now reduced. Now they're going to believe in their brain that they have more extra money, in which they don't. They don't have any money. They just don't understand that they don't have any money. But in their mind, they believe it, and then they naturally start spending it on other things instead of taking care of this debt. Now, the main one people love to hear is like they get to keep their house, during this process. Let me help you understand what that really means in real life. And when I say real life, mathematically. Because I hear that all the time. I just want to keep my house. Just want to keep. If you have a 30-year mortgage, 30 years, and you're in a chapter 13 in the middle of this 30-year mortgage, the likelihood of you ever paying that house off is highly unlikely. You keep saying, I'm going to keep this house, but it's not even yours. You just believe it's yours. The mortgage, that means it's not your house. And if you're in a chapter 13 and you're trying to keep it so you can finish out the 30-year term, that's highly unlikely. But if you don't know that, you don't know that. And that's not even saying anything bad. Just do the math. Now, on the other side of, say like somebody's finishing up the 5-year term or contract or whatever this chapter 13 bankruptcy is, right? Now, the first thing people think is, I got to build my credit back up. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do to build my credit back up, right? Not sitting back and just relaxing, right? Not realizing they're already trying to get back into the situation that got them there in the first place without understanding why they actually had to file bankruptcy. You got to figure that out, right? They don't take the time to sit back and just relax. I swear to God, if you just sit back and relax, you will watch your money stack so fast. But all you got to do is relax. You cannot think about credit. But anyway, most people are just, they can't help it. So they got to go back into credit. So the first thing, what I hear is secured credit card. A secured credit card will help you get your credit straight, all right? So most people, including myself, I did it. I'm not excluding you. This is when I was in the debt matrix. Let me tell you what that really means. For those of you who don't know what a secured credit card is a credit card secured by, the balance is secured by the money you give them. So say like you want a secured credit card of $500, you got to give them $500, and then you can spend on the card And then you can make payments back. And if you make on-time payments back, they report to the credit bureau that now you know how to make payments on time. So, right, even though you got a Chapter 13, right? This is what it really is saying. Okay, listen, follow me closely. Let's use the $500 secure credit card for the example. You're taking $500 that you already have of your own in your hand. You already have it. It's right here. It's cash. You're giving it to the bank and say, here, bank. The bank's going to issue you this credit card, right? So you're giving them free money. They're about to earn some interest off that free money. They give you this card. They're going to charge you an interest rate of using your own money. So they're making interest and charging you. Like double dipping, okay? All for the privilege of them reporting to the credit bureau that you paid them back your money on time. Does that make any sense? See, this is one of those things I want you to write down. That doesn't make sense, right? If it doesn't make sense, it usually makes sense to the bank. Regular spelling sense with you, money sense with the bank. If it doesn't make sense to you, it makes sense to the bank. CENTS. You got it? That's why you never do a secure credit card. It's absolutely pointless. And then you'll get offers because you want to get back in the credit club so bad. You know, it's just a natural, and again, it's not blaming you, just what you're used to. You don't realize that you don't even need it. You don't even need credit. You just don't need it, right? But anyway, now you're going to get offered high interest rate credit cards. This is what I suggest for the people that really want to get back into the credit game. And mind you, let me say it this way. I'm sorry. Credit is part of the world. So you're going to have to, for convenience, and I'll tell you how I use it, okay? So I'm going to say it like this, because I do have one credit card. And if you want to see my credit report, go to facebook.com/datingmydaddy so you can see what a credit report is supposed to look like when you're debt free. But anyway, you're going to get these offers of these high interest rate credit cards. This is what I want you to do, and this is what I do. Get a credit card, Visa, MasterCard, no fees, no annual fee, none of all these extra fees, just a credit card, and it's a certain percentage rate. Now, it will be high. Don't worry about it being high, okay? Because when you're debt free, guess what? You have cash. So this is what you do. And this is what it's going to both help build your credit, and it's going to give you more security. And I'll tell you how, okay? So you take a credit card, instead of your debit card, take a credit card. You buy things that you would normally buy every day with your debit card. Now, at the end of the month, you're going to pay that thing off 100% in full. So when I say buy everything, maybe getting some gas, maybe getting some food, maybe you're paying a light bill, pay everything that you would normally pay at the end of the month, but just using your credit card. And at the end of that month, you pay it in full. It doesn't have to rotate. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. Keep doing that. And it'll build your credit. That's what I do. Also, what this does too is this. Now you don't have to worry about skimmers and scammers everywhere having direct access to your bank account through your debit card. It just puts one more layer between the thieves and your money. So you use the credit card everywhere. And if one of these stores because have you ever noticed some stores use the chip and some of your stores still slide? What the purpose is the chip security if all the stores don't have to follow the rules? You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. One of those things nobody ever questions. They just go, oh, hey, that don't work. Use a slider. Why? Nobody stops and say, how come that chip doesn't work? You know, nobody ever does that. Nobody ever cares. But anyway, if a store gets hacked, they hack your credit card. And it's so much easier. The credit card say, hey, was this you? No, it wasn't me. Okay, we're going to close that down, refund the money, send you a new credit card. Done. It's not like that with debit card. Debit cards are huge hassle. Huge. And this is how you'll build your credit. And it won't even feel like you're building your credit because you're going to be sliding it everywhere, just paying for things that you normally would pay for with your debit. So now you're building credit without even knowing. But all the other time, you're going to slowly realize, if you let yourself relax, you're going to slowly realize how much your money is stacking from your paychecks because it's not It's not leaking finance charges out of your bank account. That's how you build wealth. Build wealth is not credit. I'm going to tell you one thing to close this out, okay? I have the answer if you want to be amongst the wealthy, the 1%ers. If you want to be amongst them, I have the answer, and I'm going to tell you. You have to, let's say it like this. You know what the price, because it's not free. You can't just come join them for free. There's a ticket. You know what the price of the ticket is? I'll tell you. Add up all your debt, yes, including your mortgage and your student loans. Add them all up. Every single dime. Everything you owe in this world. Whatever that number is, that's the price of your ticket. That's it. You pay for that ticket price, the doors will open for you. I promise you. They'll open right up. That's it. It seems easy, right? This is the hardest part. When you add up that number, you got to believe it. You understand this number? You will never revisit bankruptcy ever again, I promise you. Bankruptcy, let me tell you this part. I know people in the credit world believe bankruptcy is for losers. It's not. That's a myth too. You think somebody that got themselves in some financial trouble created the bankruptcy law? He's like, man, I can't get myself in this trouble again. Let me create a bankruptcy law. No, it's there for a reason. And I'll tell you the reason. This is the real reason. Not to be abused over and over again. You get that part of the process, cool. You want to be stuck in that circle? That's a circle. That's a mouse running in a circle. The bankruptcy is for this. For people finally waking up and understand all they got to do is use 5th grade math and get their finances in the black, and that's it. That's it. Once they wake up in the middle of this mess, bankruptcy is the answer out. You use the bankruptcy, right? Because if you learn what got you here, you use the bankruptcy, you get out legally, of course. No scamming. There's no reason for any kind of scamming, I promise you. Don't scam the system. It's there for a reason. Okay? Just understand it, do what the rules say, and just do it. File bankruptcy, get out. You have to learn what I just said to you before you actually use it. Because once you use it, you're going to wake up and you're going to be mad. It's a free restart button for the people that open their eyes and wake up. If they wake up and see at a good enough age, if they wake up and see this, they go, oh crap, I didn't know that was in front of me. Use bankruptcy. Get out and you're free. Don't do it again. It's almost like the United States is saying, hey, this is hard. I didn't want to call it hard. It's just, I don't know. Open your eyes, I guess. I can just say that. Because, again, all you got to do is bring your finances in the black with 5th grade math, and that's it. It's a free restart button for people that understand what got them there. If you understand why you're knocking on bankruptcy's door, you will never use it again. Ever.